my favorite part about the game. I like the part where you shoot Nazis.
I have pants.
Well, first of all, welcome to everybody. Thank you.
You know what we should do?
we made it.
We should get those.
Yeah, we finally got a few more people.
Yeah.
To the actual meeting. So
I was
Still
in a meeting
me.
once.
yeah.
It's true.
I'm here. Hi, camera.
Hello, everyone.
My name is Kevin.
We don't want to hear about your problem. We don't want to hear about your problem.
Kevin, and I like to sit on the floor.
We ran out of chairs. That's fine.
No, we didn't.
I offered the
We have plenty of chairs. We just wanted to put you on the floor.
Yes, we laser pointed though.
Yeah, we should point it at the
Children,
start over.
we're starting over.
Well, I think pretty good pick. Thank you, Matt.
And
that was a good
C.
game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I liked it. It was
I already
good.
played it, so.
Boom.
I mean,
You
it was-
ruined his week.
A year ago?
I have to play this again? That's what makes it feel good when I ruin his week.
Nah, I played
So
Return to
we're
Castle
gonna try
Wolfenstein.
some organization
Yeah, we'll have
this
to.
time. So I figure we'll all go around in a circle, starting with Mac, who picked it.
Opening remarks.
So
Yeah,
what?
opening remarks.
How do you explain yourself?
What was
What happened?
Whenever I can ruin all of your weeks is a good day for me.
Go over your
That was
thought
a month,
process.
so fine.
Yeah.
So go ahead,
Not
tell
bad.
us your little quick thoughts about it.
Why little?
I don't
Why'd
know,
you pick
got
it?
bo-
Yeah. Why little?
I don't know. Got bored, picked it, had fun.
That was a great reasoning. I
good.
hate you sometimes.
I have no. When do I have a reason for anything?
What'd you think about it, Mac?
It was pretty good. It kind of reminded me of like the old shooters.
Good.
It did a lot.
Yeah, like Call of Duty 4. Am I right?
No, like
guys?
every game,
So
every game
old.
that came out before Call of Duty.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah.
It felt like it tried really hard to not be Call of Duty.
Which was the best part about it.
Yeah. It was a very simple game.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Right.
I wonder if this works.
The boss battles were a lot of fun.
Yeah, they actually
last
had
one
boss
was-
battles. That was good.
The hardest part of the game.
Yeah,
But the ending was really lackluster. It was like, oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I guess we shot the nukes off. You just died though. So.
Once we get to the
didn't
ending
die.
Oh,
part.
he'll survive.
You didn't die. You got dragged away, and that's how it ends.
Yeah. Once we get to the ending part, I got things to say
I
on
didn't see
that.
that part, I guess.
No shoes, man.
Yes. I thought it was like,
Warm?
the simplest game that I needed at that time.
Simplest.
Yeah. That makes sense.
How much hacky sack did you play while you were playing the game? Because you got those bare feet of yours.
Quite a bit. Quite a bit.
All right, good.
No, but like it wasn't, wasn't like a very deep game with a lot of thought put into it. It was just a simple like 90s style shooter, which was perfect. It's like super, simple, and there wasn't a lot to look into, and it was great.
It was in reality.
It was a
good
good
too.
old-fashioned shoot 'em up.
Yeah.
Just run through the game, shoot the enemies, continue.
Some of the environments were really, really well done. I think there's one hallway in particular where you're.
That sounds really bad. You're like, oh, it was.
No,
the best environments were the hallways. Which the game had
Did you
plenty
get to the
of
part them. that looked like the Matrix hallway? There's
yeah,
it's exactly.
I remember that,
There was
yeah.
that, and then there's one before where like I think it's right after you get the shotgun for the first time, and you realize you can dismember people with it.
Yeah.
So you're like dual wielding shotguns down this, and it's
Yeah.
just funneling people down this corridor. So
Yeah.
you're just mowing stuff down like crazy.
It was wonderful.
And I was like, this is fun.
It's
I have
magic.
2 shotguns.
Chris.
I really enjoyed it. I thought it started to get a little outrageous towards the end with like the huge robot when you return to Nautica. And the boss fight was a little way too easy.
Robot
Because
Nazis are
it
good.
did almost no damage. But like overall it was really fun because it was just a simple shoot 'em up. It didn't try to be anything fancy. It's like, here's some guys, go shoot them, go have fun killing Nazis.
Okay. Good. All right, Rick. Go ahead.
What do you got for
It's
us, Rick?
up and down. It was okay for me. I had parts of it I liked, parts I didn't like, and pretty much it wasn't that hard. Obviously, you can, you played up to higher difficulty.
Yeah.
The difficulty curve was pretty good though. Like
Okay.
It wasn't
there
bad.
was some parts though I had to try over a few times, and like there
Well,
was.
that's why when I did turn it on higher, I couldn't just bum rush everything and like dual wield everything. I actually had to take, because easily they can overtake you because they come from all different directions in certain parts of the game.
And
I
like
just enjoyed stealthing through it.
the stealth was like a heavy aspect
Yeah,
of the
some
game.
parts you actually wanted you to stealth.
Yeah.
And I actually was able to do one area, I think where you were with where it was raining area, and you just basically used your knife.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the second level. Yeah.
That throwing knife was a little overpowered.
Well,
It was
yeah.
great.
Well, yeah.
I got my ankle. Oh no.
Yeah.
Are you
Well, it's
kidding me?
like a
That's
throwing
my
knife to the
starter.
knee.
That's how you start.
I always
Run,
get him in like the hand and
run
kill
through
him.
route at 60
Oh,
miles an
I'm
hour.
shocked now.
No, by the end of the game, that laser craft was broken.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because like
yeah.
the giant robots, you just run over, look down the sight, fire your entire
Yeah.
clip in one shot, run back.
Well, see, I'm
recharge,
curious
repeat.
about like, is it possible to miss parts for it? Like,
No, because
No.
it's on.
no, but I'm
Like
saying
in
like
the
I'm saying
story
like as you're going
progression.
through the story,
Oh,
like
yeah,
can you
those-
miss
they're
parts?
all- they're
'Cause-
all
I didn't get a
on.
scope. Where was the scope?
When you go
Oh,
into
so it
that-
is possible to
into
miss.
that,
Yeah,
into
they
that
were all
big room
local.
with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
douche
They're all
guy,
hidden.
you do that little puzzle,
The scope
and
make it
activate all the
broken.
different things,
Yeah.
you get a scope for it.
Yeah.
Oh no, I did. Wait, I'm pretty sure I activated everything, but I think I got an arc reactor instead,
Almost
Oh, maybe
one or
that's
two
it then.
and the arc reactor like
there's a scope you
recharged
can
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. It was very kind of exactly what everybody else was saying. It's that very archaic kind of like shooting. Picking up all of your ammo and armor
Yeah.
just brought me back
I didn't
to
like
the,
that.
Yeah, I like that.
It kind of brought me back to those days of those old type shooters, but it did get annoying just knowing that like half the time you were playing that game you were just smashing on like whatever button it was.
Yeah.
to pick
Yeah,
up
like
the
square.
square.
Like
First
60
person
Square was
square.
just like
Yeah.
you're just walking along just like
It'd be random parts of a robot.
Square, make sure I don't miss ammo.
Like a
Yeah.
like a cog of a robot would be like 10 armor for some reason. Like
Yeah.
it's all stuff that wouldn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Yeah.
you just
You could
whatever
eat dog
you know,
food
you
in that game.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
walking
Eat a
around
lot
with,
of dog
pieces
food
of
in that
metal.
game.
Spent like 60% of the game just staring at the ground, like looking for
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to look at the ground. It would just
It
pop up
yeah.
there.
Well,
Yeah,
like
sure.
so, yeah, but there was a.
Sometimes you have to look for it. Like
It's
a grenade.
archaic and it makes you think back to that, but at the same time, it's just like it is really annoying that you are just
Well,
constantly
it just
pushing on
it
that
didn't
button.
make sense to me because like I kind of get if you had to pick up your health because maybe you don't want to use your health.
Yeah,
But when are
you don't
you
wanna
not going to
overcharge.
pick up ammo? When you'd be
Yeah.
like, I better hold off on this because I might need it later. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you always need ammo.
Yeah.
Just pick it up. Like, what are you saving it
Did
for?
any of
Like,
you guys find the hidden, like, classic Wolfenstein level in it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah,
knew
you
about
go
Did
that.
to-
anybody
fan.
finish it?
yes.
Yeah, I finished it this
No.
morning.
Define, like, what do you mean?
Like, because like
Get to
Oh,
the
you mean the
elevator.
classic
Yeah.
Wolfenstein? No.
No, I meant like actually beat the hidden level.
No.
No, I died at the
Yeah,
end.
it's hard as shit.
I
Yeah.
I didn't have a problem with it. I
What
was
do you
playing
mean?
on normal. I didn't go.
I was
through
playing on
that.
normal
You
too,
mean
but like,
like
'cause you only
you
have
have
a
to get
pistol.
to an elevator and
and-
then it ends?
Yeah, we get to the exit
The
door.
classic Wolfenstein level.
Yeah, it's
leaning
under roof
helped
with
with
the
that.
I found it
base.
It's
Assault
not hard.
rifle.
It's just
It was just fun. I thought it was a cool
Tried to
thing.
knife my
But
way
once you
through
die
it.
though, you can't try again until the next
No,
section
yeah.
of the game.
I tried to knife my way through it. It was a bad
You
call.
know, you
It gives you 3 attempps and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each guy dies in
That's
like
it.
5 shots with
Where
your
do you guys
pistol.
go to level select and reselect the level?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could.
well,
So, Mike,
it was
I
like a
guess-
one and done game for me.
So since you.
I think you just described it. It's a one and done game. Like
Yeah,
I liked it, and I thought like there were a lot of interesting things they did with the story. And I have a question for you guys after this, but yeah, I mean I wasn't expecting it to be good, especially because I really don't like World War II stuff. But it kind of became something more than that. You know, like the alternate history stuff, and you had the crazy Nazi lady who gets her head crushed, and that's fun. And,
Yeah,
you know,
it
I mean,
was.
there's.
I thought more of a
Overall, I really liked it, but there were parts that I would have hoped for. Like, there were big set pieces, moments that didn't really, like, how far did you guys get into the game? Like,
I think everyone
all pretty
I
far.
finished-
Yeah.
I beat it this morning.
Okay,
This
okay.
might have been the first
Um,
game we all beat.
Yeah, because, like, when you go to the moon, like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be like, I'm going to the moon, this is going to be
Right.
awesome, and then I get there, I'm like, I'm on the moon.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
in a
just
moon base.
hallway.
Yeah,
Oh, look outside. I hope I am going to go outside.
for
Right.
2 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That's like
Can
the
I go
best
back
part.
home now, or is this going to be where I am?
Yeah.
You
Um,
could tell when they were running out of time.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but I liked it overall.
But like you said, I don't think. I mean, I wasn't expecting a ton out of it. I thought it was just
No.
going to be like another bare bones shooter. But
Yeah, bare
it-
bones.
Bare
you know,
bones.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
BJ had some bare buns in that.
Yeah.
Hey.
So did the lady, actually.
But it was a
She's
ton of
insane.
fun for like without being
Yeah,
like
I
overly
enjoyed
complicated.
myself. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a fun ride.
It was nice and simple. They didn't try to be anything different than just Wolfenstein.
Adam.
Well, I kind of beat this game like 2 months prior, so
Good.
So you played the DLC.
I played Return to Castle Wolfenstein instead.
Did you really like play it and finish it?
I didn't finish it yet. No, I'm at the end of it.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot harder than this one.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. What do you
But,
remember about this one?
I remember specifically only one part gave me trouble, and that's when you're in this big circular room and there's a catwalk all around the
Yeah,
top, and then there's
that-
enemies all around the bottom.
The Space Center.
And there's enemies everywhere in there, and that was the only time I couldn't knife my way through it. I knifed my way through almost everything else.
The game did put like I feel like a ton of games think that they have to put an emphasis on stealth or just give you a stealth option.
I
It
wasn't
feels like
stealthing,
every
I was
game-
knifing.
Yeah.
That's a difference.
Yes.
So he was just running up with a knife like, I'm just going to stab
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes the stealth didn't work the way it should have.
No.
Like,
I just
like you would
Stronger
shoot somebody with a silenced pistol and they're all alone, and then immediately everybody's like, I heard that and I know exactly where he is.
Never
Like,
happened
I'm a
once.
genius.
But then a ton
Follow
of times
me.
the opposite would happen. I would shoot
Yeah.
people with a silenced pistol
Yeah.
and they were like talking to someone else.
Yeah.
And then
It was
It's like,
and-
oh,
it
he's
oh, that's
sleepy.
weird. His head exploded.
He just
I
dropped
would have had like
dead.
somebody with the
That's the
charge
dangest
rifle.
thing.
Yeah, they go, oh,
No big deal.
oh, hold
See.
on.
Like, oh, that guy exploded.
I'm
Whatever.
gonna
I
go back
basically just stealth
playing
until I
Wolfenstein
got
on
the
my old
ability to
computer.
carry 3 knives,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's when I stopped.
Throwing
stealthing.
knife win, throwing knife win.
Yeah.
That was it.
Just run.
But like you were saying, I mean, it just didn't
start
try to be
tossing
anything
them.
that it wasn't, which is just like a classic Wolfenstein and shooting. But then that stealth was like, well, this isn't really, I'm dual wielding shotguns, and now I have to sneak through a
He
level.
can carry all those weapons on him at once,
he
which
can.
is the best part.
I liked it more if they're like, you can only carry 2. I mean, you're
That
not a
would've been cool.
superhuman.
I don't know.
You got stabbed 6 times in the stomach, but you can't
Yeah,
carry
oh my
more than
God,
2
he got-
weapons.
The guy got the shit beat out of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He died.
Well, let's
He
let's
died
finish.
6
We'll let
seven
Kevin.
times.
Logic,
It was in a chest.
but he
Yeah.
was in a wheelchair for 15 years.
Yeah.
And then he stands
Or like-
up.
And he stands
And then
up.
he stands up and goes, well, I'm a little wobbly, but I'll fight them.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
He
my
was
legs
no
are jelly.
muscle mass.
He also stayed. Yeah, he stayed in perfect physical shape for like what, 14 years. Yeah,
No,
whatever.
Mental.
It was like 15, 20 years. And he
Whatever it was.
And you know what it was? The
He
lady
also
gave
didn't
him a lot of
age
sponge
at
baths.
all.
And then the nurse lady is like, oh, now
all
I'm in love
water
with this
weight.
guy that I've been spoon feeding and wiping his ass for the last 14 years.
Also,
I'm
she's
gonna
an insane Nazi killer.
run off into them.
She was an insane Nazi killer.
Oh,
The
absolutely.
grandparents didn't even question it.
Nope. Don't worry about it. Just like, oh, this guy's with you. No,
Oh, why not?
all
He's
right.
like, well, that guy's kind of hunky, and I mean, you work in a
They listened to
hospital,
him murder a guy
you
with a
gotta pick what
chainsaw.
you-
in
you don't
the
really
garage.
get your pick of men.
Whatever.
He is perfectly, blue-eyed and blonde-haired.
That is true.
We'll roll with it.
Yeah.
He did threaten him. He was just like, "Take care of my daughter, or
Yeah.
I'll hurt you."
Or I'll kiss you.
What is he
my
getting
And
ass.
he was like, thank you, old man. Just like patting him. It's
Well,
like,
when the old man
you,
tells you to kill all the
Jason.
Nazis in the camp, you don't say no.
I thought it was going to be kind of generic, just because that's how most modern shooters have
Yeah.
been. I haven't found one I like since like, I think Black Ops 1 was the last like first-person shooter I played. And
But what
really-
about...
oh, God.
I got that for free actually
You
when I was
touch a
working for
booth to
him,
open
and
a
then
door.
it was awful.
Nice.
Don't worry, he's
Um,
gonna hard cut to where he didn't say that.
Yeah, we don't make, I will beat that out. Like, it's
Fine,
like
whatever.
a swear
No,
word.
hard cut. Just
I played it on like
again.
the highest difficulty because I thought it was kind of easy, and aiming down the sights in the game had no point. Like it was much easier to hip fire and see the red reticle because everything went straight forward anyway.
The only reason to look down the sight was when you got the scope for the
Didn't
laser.
even bother. Nope, didn't
Didn't
bother.
bother either.
I looked down the scope.
You could tell right when they got to like the
Precision,
moon part
man.
of the game, they were like,
Marksman.
"We're out of ideas. This was a World War II shooter. Just finish it
moon.
up."
Well, I almost stopped playing it during the first level because I'm like, dude,
No, I
I
did.
don't want to play World
No,
War
it gets
II.
good
No,
suddenly.
60
But yeah,
years.
but thankfully it doesn't
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
go
it
that
changes,
route.
like,
It's
it
just,
changes completely.
Yeah, a lot
Thank
of-
God, because I wouldn't have
I gotta
played
say
it.
the health system was definitely. I liked it because I never really liked where you get shot in the
overcharge
face
is
and you're
cool.
like, "Ah, I'm fine. I'll just hide behind this box."
Uber
Well, it
charge.
seems like it's not a
No.
good version of either system.
Well, I thought it was a great hybrid. Like it was good. I think giving it to the nearest 20 was a little generous. I would have been
Yeah.
like to the nearest 10.
Yeah, there's that.
Well,
one.
see,
That would have been me.
like
Because
I,
a giant robot did like
Yeah.
10 damage, even
Yeah.
if it hit you dead on with the laser towards the end of the game, and just go, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
whatever.
regenerate that 10 damage.
well, see, I talked about it on my blog because if you were careful, it's basically regenerating stuff.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
regenerating
yeah.
health.
If you get shot once,
But
you
I,
can just hide.
I would have,
wanna
I would
play
have
it
liked it
carefully.
if it was just like, even if they let you pick, like either you wanted regenerating health, or you wanted it to be like you don't regenerate health, but you can collect as much health as you want. So you can get up to
Yeah.
like 500 health, but it drains and then it's permanently drained.
Yeah.
So that gives you a reason to keep
No,
collecting
that would have
health.
been probably.
That would have been nice. Like
I mean, I just like, even though I'm sure I could have played it a little
Yeah.
more conservatively and let my
Yeah.
health regenerate, but
Yeah.
I played it for like a stupid shooter and just blew my way
yeah,
through.
no,
I
yeah,
ended up
yeah.
doing that
Awesome.
too.
Yeah.
You know,
How about this? Here's a big question. Who did you choose in the beginning?
that's what I was going to
Well, actually, I was just gonna say that because it doesn't matter.
What timeline?
Honestly.
it doesn't matter. I just
Oh,
wanna
it
see.
does matter.
It doesn't though.
I was
Well,
gonna
all
choose
right,
two.
one thing changes.
Yeah, the most important
it's
thing in the
important
game.
change, but when it comes to the ending of the game, it didn't matter because I beat it. I saved Fergus, and
So-
after I beat it, I watched that
So wait,
ending.
who saved Fergus then?
That's the
Which
older
one was
guy, right?
Fergus?
Yeah.
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 So I'm sorry, guys.
Well,
'cause he
you
was
missed out on Jimmy
yeah.
was
Hendrix.
that the only one?
You actually did miss out on the sweet guitar dude.
But he
Yeah.
was developed like so much more as a character. I would think like
Yeah.
90% of the people would pick him because
Well,
you
it
spend
doesn't
the,
matter to you.
yeah, you spend like the
I
first
thought it
two
was gonna
levels
matter,
with
but
him.
when I beat the game, you saw the ending, and then I was like,
They
oh,
got
I'm gonna go
someone
watch
else
the other
in
ending
there
and
as
see
a
what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says like, oh, here's the Wyatt ending if you saved him. It was the same thing. Like nothing changed.
Right. Well, you get
No, we got
so
the
you
best
get
You get
lock
one
picking
different
if
skill.
you're-
Minute
yeah.
interactions change.
Big deal.
We got a better
Okay.
character.
You got
Well,
Jimi
they did
Hendrix.
something to add like
He's a cool
replayability,
character, though.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just,
He goes
the
out
way-
awesome.
The way it set it up, though, like you spend the whole time with Fergus, you're right, but then the whole time he's like, "Oh, come here, Wyatt! Like I gotta teach you, I gotta show you the ropes, man." And then like when you're faced off, it's like I can either pick this young boy who has
Yep.
his whole life ahead of him,
Yeah.
or this old guy who's like, I don't care if I live or die anymore. It's like,
Like, who's your
who am I gonna pick?
Yeah.
And if you pick the young guy, you get Jimi Hendrix again.
Not only
which
that,
is great.
but he dies in the coolest way,
Yeah.
playing the Star Spangled Banner on
Yeah.
like 30 guitar amps out loud as
Yeah.
they're
Well,
trying to break down
that's
the
the
doors.
ones that
tripping
break
on
down
acid.
the doors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
He trips,
like with
he
the
trips
Nazis
on
said,
acid.
they were like,
Sounds much
he's
better.
using some kind of audio weapon.
Yeah.
It was pretty sweet.
No, and you know
I was
what?
so upset when he died.
I'm I'm not halfway, but I'm like maybe a quarter of the way of playing it through, picking the other guy. But I kind of want to know what happens with Tekla, because I know if you don't get Jimi Hendrix, you get her. But like the thing is, there's a lot of things that like the Jimi Hendrix character said that I thought was actually some of the best writing in the game. Like just the way he reacted to, like he pisses off BJ because he's like, it's like, oh, don't you want to fight the Nazis?
It's
He's like,
legitimately
Nazis.
Jimi Hendrix is in like the
they
hideout.
call him Jay, but he
Oh,
looks
okay.
like Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
He drops acid and he plays guitar constantly.
Oh, fuck.
It's
Also-
Jimi Hendrix.
Missed that
He
guy.
replaced like that
He's
math
like,
girl.
look, man, back
Yeah,
in America,
yeah.
you
Oh, that
guys
math
were
girl
the
sucked.
Nazis.
I would have much rather.
Kinda. She gets
Yeah.
pretty awesome,
Yeah.
but not
Well,
as
I mean,
awesome
when
as
she
the-
like has the bodies like neatly stacked in
Yeah.
a pyramid.
I was like,
It's
oh,
like-
cool,
she goes out pretty cool though.
Crazy
Like,
bitch.
I didn't know they got another character until
Yeah.
recently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I was
I
actually
would've
talking to
rather had
Cameron.
Jimi
That's how I
Hendrix.
found out. Because I'm like, oh yeah, and then you're hanging out with Jimmy. He's like, what? Like,
Who the hell's
you know
Jimmy?
Jimmy? You know
Yeah,
Jimi
dude,
Hendrix?
Jimmy.
Like, who? Jimi Hendrix. You don't know who
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix is? Goddamn.
He's cool.
It's a cool.
I would not have
Yeah.
chosen
Yeah,
the
and
other
then
character.
BJ goes
No,
through
if I
an
knew
acid
Jimi
trip with
Hendrix
him.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind suspension of like disbelief in games.
Yeah.
I think this game obviously is Wolfenstein, so you need to be. But
Yeah.
what you were saying earlier about him getting stabbed like a million times, there was a ton that just like
There was,
took
but
me out of
that's
it
kind of
for,
what I liked because every
Well,
shooter
you're
tries to
getting
take it.
tortured, right? And
Yeah,
yeah, like
but,
he's
like-
like slicing you open with a
Yeah.
knife like that long across your
But
chest.
like every
and then-
shooter tries to take itself way too seriously, and I kind of
Yeah,
like this one was
yeah.
just like, hey, you're superhuman, whatever, shoot everybody.
Towards the end of the moon base, when the guy injects you with the thing,
Oh yeah,
and
and then you're just like, yeah, I'm
He
fine.
stabs you in the chest.
Yeah, it's
And then
like,
you're
that
just
could've
like, nope,
killed
I'm
an
gonna
elephant.
stab you first.
Yeah.
Like, you would have died.
You get
walking
kidnapped so many times. It was like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
I kind of want to
think
go back
so,
and like
yeah.
count them. And there's so many times you're about to climb up something and
You get to drive aund on a little baby submarine.
Yeah, that was
adorable.
That was
kind
kinda
of
cool.
pointless though.
That was the boring part.
liked
They
it.
had to add a
Yeah,
sewer level.
all,
though. That
all
was the
the
thing.
all the underwater in the moon parts, I was just like, okay.
Underwater levels should not be in games.
No,
Like,
they
I
gotta
would start
stop
up
it.
They
with- I
never
don't know
worked out.
whoever. I think there's 1 or 2 games I've played where the mechanics for underwater worked okay.
Legend of Zelda.
Mario Brothers.
Ocarina of
Yeah.
Time.
The original.
But other
you know.
than
I was gonna
that,
say
like,
James
yeah.
Bond, but all right.
Eddie, have you ever gotten
Echo
to a
the
water
Dolphin.
level and been like, oh, thank God, this is a
Hydro
water level.
Thunder.
I'm in for such a treat.
Yeah, James Pond. It was a great game.
No.
Actually,
Yes, it
Echo, yeah.
was. I love James Pond.
So what was your favorite moment? Or
When I
action?
turned it off.
Like obviously you with your.
Yeah.
The Jimi Hendrix.
Oh,
That's in
right.
the Matrix hallway
The,
was
the
like
first
my-
thing I did with the laser cutter was like cut a penis into the fence.
I was gonna ask.
I did that too.
Everybody did.
That's not just me, I guess.
Actually, there was a lot of
Actually,
like
no, I
kind
don't
of funny
fucking
video
Nazis.
game puns in it. Did you flush the toilet like a
Yeah.
bunch?
Yeah.
It was like this
Yeah.
is becoming a
Yeah,
compulsive
yeah.
habit.
This is turning into some kind of compulsive behavior.
No, the best. It wasn't as good an Easter egg as the original, but there's one part where there's like a broken down car.
Yeah.
And if you hit square and you're a BJ, it just gets in and goes vroom vroom. Beep, beep. And he's just like, "Sup, babe? Want to get in?" And he's just like, "All right, enough of that. Back to killing Nazis." Like, what was that? Like, that was the best part of the whole game for me. It was like, "I like you, BJ. You're all right."
That's probably the best thing they put in.
It was so stupid. It was great.
I love that they put this shit in there.
There was
It's
no
like,
point to it. That was like
we're not
Duke
gonna take
Nukem
this
level of
seriously
stupid.
at all.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, there are good touches like that.
I think for me probably was I think it was the moon base. You know, at one part where towards the end of the game. you
Dude,
kill
the whole
these
part
commanders.
sucked. I'm sorry. You're wrong.
No, it sucked everything. But obviously, you know,
Oh, I
towards the
think-
end of the game, you have to kill these commanders.
That come out of the big shuttle that you take down.
Those guys that basically, if you don't kill them, they'll. guys-
Oh yeah, the silencer guys.
Some
yeah.
of them
I
were
think-
playing Wolfenstein.
One of them was like over here, another one on like a catwalk, and basically Yeah. randomly I just lobbed one of the knives up and I actually
Got
killed
it.
him at a range.
Yeah.
So if you go up there, he'll see you.
Well, that London Defender thing was cool. The giant robot.
That was awesome.
That was
I thought
the best
a-
boss
that-
fight I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like that.
I was gonna say.
Him
actually,
and
some of the
Death
fights
Shed
were
was
awesome.
pretty cool. Like I like that boss fight. It was easy, but
He didn't do
Well,
much.
the-
though.
It's
no,
like-
but I just like I like the
He's
sound.
like 110.
Like, it took me a while to find like sort of a safe spot to keep shooting at him because he had a ton of no, just all the way in the back and like kind of bouncing in between.
Yeah.
a few of them.
It's literally circle the back walls and just.
But it
shoot.
was all fire everywhere though, so it was hard to.
Oh, the,
And
fire,
the first
fire
10
did
times-
negligible
I
damage,
did that
like
in one
3
shot. I
damage if
was
you ran into
expecting the final boss to
So
be
you just go,
harder,
whatever.
actually.
It
Or you
might
jump
sound
over
boring,
it.
but one of my favorite.
Yeah, but modern
ones
games
is
don't have good bosses
conversation
anymore.
train.
Right? Basically
Like
go
with
over
the
it
two
and then
Nazis
you
who were
go.
sitting
Oh, I
on
thought you meant with the lady.
coffee.
Cause
Oh,
she's
with
like,
Bobby?
did you bring me the
Where
coffee?
where she was
Bobby.
like, you know, having you
Yeah.
pick the card.
Oh,
which
yeah.
one is? I don't know. That whole moment was just.
And then she's
very-
like, "Nah, I'm
very
just messing with you."
tense.
It was,
Like I was
yeah.
on the couch. I was just like, okay, so like,
I hope I don't
if
pick
the
the wrong card.
Nazis, do the Nazis like skulls or
They're
like
spiders.
spiders? It's like.
I was just answering.
That's what I was
it's a
saying.
Spider, and then she like grabs your hand, no matter which one you pick.
Right.
It's just like.
But what a brilliant design choice.
Did anybody go
It's
for
your
the gun
last
first?
one. It's just like,
You could do
now
that?
I, really
I went for
never-
the
gun.
I went
Wait,
for
you
the
could have
gun
gone for the gun?
Yeah, you can. You look at the gun. I went, and then the giant robot murders you.
Like, what other game strives to put you in the brains of a Nazi? Gets you thinking like
Well,
a
see, here's
Nazi?
the thing. I didn't answer that. I didn't go like, what would a Nazi do? I go like,
I like
I do
spiders.
like a mouth better.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was doing too.
And then it's like, congratulations, you're Aryan. And I'm like, damn it.
At least after her pull towards
Yeah.
the-
Yeah.
That was awesome when like her skull cracked. Like,
Yeah,
that was
just the
And her
I thought
jaw,
she was
she
gonna
like
die.
climbed up
Yeah,
you like,
that's
I'm
what
going
and
to
then she
kill
like
you.
like crawls
Yeah,
up to
yeah,
you and
comes
it's all
back.
mangled.
She just gets like whipped away like a mile.
no,
You're
she
like,
does. She has complete like ragdoll effect.
Yeah,
She
and
just
I'm just like, all right, well, she's dead. I'm never gonna see her again.
Nah,
Well,
her and Bobby
think
come
about
back
that
with
though. You
vengeance.
get stabbed 90 times in the chest.
Yeah.
If you can do that, a lady can get her face crushed and come back.
I mean, I
concrete.
guess.
And then you get to kill her lover.
Yeah.
But you never
Bobby.
do kill her.
I thought
do
that
you?
was a woman that dragged me
No,
from the.
she's
I was
still
like,
alive at the end.
I don't remember that being a person before. I'm like, and then like, it had like a
Bobby.
woman's uniform on. I was like, this is
Dude
getting
who's
weird.
always smiling and smoking.
Yeah, will be.
I will say I liked Klaus and Max. Like they're a good
Max
buddies.
Haas.
Yeah, Max
Yeah.
Haas was great.
Yeah, like I don't
I
know
was
why.
so
like
upset when he died. And Max
yeah,
was sad.
like I was so upset when Klaus died, and then like you know, because
was
you know
like,
you didn't
oh.
get along with him, and then finally you're like, you know what, we could be bros.
And then Max is just
He's like, I'm
all
not gonna
upset
get rid
and
of the
screaming.
Nazi tattoos until it's all gone.
Chris, you're gonna die. You've drinking so many.
You've personally seen me
I know.
break
House.
a record.
Totally off topic,
Yeah.
but I'm concerned.
Max House.
Yeah, I'm
What was the other thing I was gonna say? Crap.
You were gonna say Max Haas.
No.
Did you ever think
it,
about
was,
cosplay?
it was just Hodor.
Oh my god.
We'll have there's a small dent in the head that we have to like.
I have a small dent
You
right
could
here.
build it up and make it
Hodor. Yeah.
No, we can add it.
But here's the thing, because me and Mike were talking about this last week,
Yeah.
But
and
Mad
even
Max.
though we're saying like all these really positive things about this game,
Yeah.
I probably won't remember it in a month.
Yeah.
Because like, while these were all really good parts of this
What happened
game,
the first time
I do.
other than like right now, like because we all focus on it for a month. But like, if anyone asked me in a month what my favorite part of this game was, I'd be like,
answer when
the
Jimi
old
Hendrix died.
Wolfenstein part was cool,
That
I
was
guess.
awesome.
Right.
Nazis.
Going
Yeah.
out,
But like,
Star
you know, that's
Spangled
kind of
Banner blaring.
It wasn't like super,
he hid you in the
developed, but
vent.
it was just fun to go through though. It didn't even matter if you don't remember it. Like I could turn it on, I think, in like a year from now, and it'd probably be
I'd
best if I don't
replay it,
remember
but like
because
if
it
somebody
would be
told
fun
me
to
like
play
what
it.
the story was, it'd be like you killed Nazis.
There
I
wasn't a
guess.
story.
No,
You know,
Well,
this-
It's
it was.
the third in the trilogy.
It just wasn't super
Two
memorable.
other games that are actually relevant to that.
It was a great
I
game
mean-
that's not memorable though.
we're playing with.
That's my problem. with it.
I think parts of it are memorable, just not the gameplay.
No.
Like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna remember parts from the
No.
game. I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, it was Max Haas was in there.
I probably won't even remember that laser gun. Honestly, it's cool now, but
Oh, I'll
like,
remember the
they-
laser
I don't
gun.
know how- oh,
I didn't like it that
Like,
much. They
fuck
spent
the
a lot of
Nazis in
time
the fence.
developing it,
Yeah.
and like
it was cool that you could
kept
explode
building-
people like Unreal Tournament.
that
though.
was
That
cool.
was
That
awesome.
splat was like super
Yeah.
satisfying.
Especially when you got on a big mech guy and
And
it
the-
finally went down.
The cutting of like
Dicks
gates
in the wall.
thing, they kept it.
I don't know what it was, but I really like
fun.
cutting things in that game.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah.
just because
you cut dicks in the wall.
it really let
Yeah, it
you,
did.
you know, it was super
My first
accurate
response
where you
was cut
aimed.
easy.
It would
Yeah,
like
yeah.
actually
Yeah.
come out that way.
Yeah, that was such a cool little touch. It was like, because you don't see that in, I mean, I guess, like, why would you see it in other games? But you don't see that a lot, like, because I've been playing, like, Red Faction Guerrilla and just being able to
Yeah,
destroy things,
destroy
and
everything.
it breaks the way they should break and stuff like
that's
that.
the one
It's like,
great thing about that game.
yeah, like, I just love being able to cut a design and then that's the design. Like, it doesn't go like,
Oh,
oh, you
cut
cut
out.
a perfect square instead,
It's like,
though.
no,
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's like
It was a good
PS2
utility
thing.
weapon.
And they kept it like relevant through the game. It
Yeah.
got kind of annoying at certain points, but like with,
Yeah.
when you're fighting Death's Head and you have to cut it out to
Yeah.
get out before you get shot by him
Yeah.
a ton.
Didn't
Well, you know,
realize that at
I
first.
see-
You
I
can
got
go in front of that. You go in front of that wall.
I tried
that
killing
glass
him.
wall. You just turn around.
Well, you know what's
shot.
funny?
Yeah, but there's nothing to cut out there.
No, you
Yeah,
can
there
cut
is.
the fence.
Oh, is there a fence there?
It's
I
right
think I
behind
did-
you.
I did it
I
in the
didn't
corner.
I
The way-
didn't grab all the armor.
There was so much. I got up to like like 600
I had
health.
no idea.
Well,
So
that's why
like
you wait
first time
until
I
you fight him second
fought
half.
Deathhead,
I didn't have any weapons, so I was just running around trying to grab like a shotgun and
Also, how
kill him with one
what a
shotgun.
stereotypical trying way too hard to be cool name is Death's Head for a villain. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought it was Death
So we're
Shed
talking about
originally.
game with
Yeah,
robot
Death
Nazis
Shed
in
is
it.
a house.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like,
He was a cool
I
villain.
don't
He was
know
cool.
if the name
was
like
fun.
it was also a nickname that they came up with.
Yeah, the Nazis called him that.
but
Well, how about like that torturing scene with when they go back and replay?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah,
why,
sure.
why do you not
Cut his
remember it
back
like that? Because
open.
when you do it the first time, you just see
Yeah.
the body on the floor.
well, I think they cut when that scene would have happened.
Yeah, they only
Like
show
it
you
kind
No,
of fades
'cause-
to black and then you come back.
Yeah,
and they
but
don't
when
show
you
the
go-
rest of the scene.
Right, but when you go to like run out of the room, the guy's dead body is like still on the ground, and he's
Yeah.
not like filleted open like in
yeah.
the. So,
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't notice
I
that.
don't
Good point.
So you wouldn't notice.
I mean,
it.
Oh, I did now that I think about it.
I
yeah.
will say the game treads very uncomfortably towards some like stuff that they probably shouldn't make light of, and they don't. But it's like I don't want to see like concentration camps in like
Right.
a fun time PS4 game where you're cutting penises with like lasers. Like oh,
Laser guns.
penises! Like I've been in this concentration camp, I'm gonna die, and like.
that part
If
was
they had
weird.
done it a little more like
they were like you said, they didn't
Oh,
totally
that
cross
could've
that
gone
line,
really
but they were
bad,
so
yeah.
close too.
it was so close to getting really uncomfortable. Like
Because when you you go to like mix the concrete and break
Yeah.
the concrete
Uber
machine and
concrete.
stuff, and then
yeah.
it just kind of like goes off to
I
the
mean,
side, and then you
because the
sneak
thing
into
is,
place, but
it would have either come off as like really insensitive or like really heavy-handed.
yeah.
And I think it just barely works, but I don't want to see anybody else try that.
Yeah,
'cause
there's
No.
that
no
could have
way
gone
to
really
balance
bad.
it.
Because it's
Really
Wolfenstein.
hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that whole game didn't take itself too serious. Like, if that game was more serious overall, and I got to that part where I'm cutting penises and walls, I would have been like, this is getting weird now.
Yeah.
That whole game
But
was
you
kind
say
of
that as you're like, oh, look at
Oh,
this
this
penis.
is really
This
weird.
is getting weird. I'm not
Yeah.
doing
This
this.
came out all wrong.
Man, this guy who's playing this game is sick. It's messed up.
Things are getting a little bit too
Too
literal.
realistic.
Too
It was
literal.
funny now it's just getting sick.
Got some hairs on.
Why am I allowed to do this? I blame the developers.
I didn't even question it. I'm like, they knew I was going to do this.
They knew I would do this. This is their fault.
Everyone did.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
had this
just
entire gun
developers
and
doing
entire
that.
way of cutting just so I could do this.
Yeah.
How dare they tell me that these interactions are not rated by
Well,
the
no,
SRB?
that's the thing. I'm not, like I said before, modern shooters take it like way too seriously nowadays. Like you can only carry 2 guns. Even in Duke Nukem Forever, you can only carry 2 guns.
I think that's just because they couldn't figure out how to program more than
well, that too. But like there was a
like,
giant
oh,
wheel
use
of guns.
1 or 2.
You can dual wield everything, which was pointless. But like it was ridiculous.
I like dual
It was
wielding.
not pointless.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like it was dual wielding was really not useful. It just wasted ammo. And actually, I hate how you can only charge like 1 gun if you were dual wielding, where one would stay like I'm like just let me use
What do
that
you
one.
mean
I'm out of
charge?
it. All right, so if you're dual wielding, right?
Yeah.
You can charge up both weapons.
Yeah.
If you go back to single hand,
Yeah.
you'll keep firing that one, and you can never like easily switch over to the other gun that has a full charge. Like you have to go back, find a thing on the wall, recharge it.
What do
like
you
that
mean? You'd
pulse
want to
rifle.
get
Yeah,
like
like
the
a
pulse
pulse
rifle
rifle,
and then switch
Like
to
I
the
couldn't
other
just be like, I have another
Oh,
rifle
okay.
that has a full
Okay.
battery. Nope, I got to go find the wall.
That was a pretty overpowered gun, though.
Yeah.
towards
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
end
it
of
was.
the-
Also, the sight on it was worthless.
No, it was
The ADS,
awful.
it was so
Yeah.
bad. I just hip fired.
I didn't
everything.
ADS on anything in that game.
No, I hip fired that whole
I had
game.
2 guns in my hands the whole game.
Yeah, I won't lie. Like dual wielding the machine guns was really good if you wanted to rush through a part. And you're just like,
No, I
Just, like,
only dual
mowing
wielded the
everybody
shotgun
down.
for boss fights. That was it.
well, I'll tell
Boss
you
fights
the
for big Uber
the,
soldats.
Yeah.
the ricocheting shots on the shotgun,
Yeah.
like the secondary fire.
I used that for
awesome.
tight hallways
those
on a
were
mech
really
once, and
cool.
it was so satisfying.
That is really fun in hallways because you can just like
Yeah.
let them bounce
Yeah,
around and
it's
kill
It's
everything.
crazy, yeah.
Cut people's legs off.
That's
I was
another
upset
thing.
I couldn't find more bullets for that.
Yeah, you didn't get to use it too much.
That's another thing I wanted to say about those guns is that like from seeing the game, like from before you played it, like when you see those guns fire, it seems really hokey, like an every other day thing. But when you actually are firing these guns
Really,
in the game, they
every
have
other
some
day is
real weight
ricochet.
to
Yeah,
them.
they
Oh, yeah,
feel
well,
like
people
really have a
people
lot of
ragdoll
punch
and
to them.
splatter, and even
Yeah.
just the
One of
basic assault rifle was like just dead accurate, and like it really took people down
It
fast.
feels really like
Yeah.
coherent.
I
Like,
liked it.
all the gunplay.
just the right amount of recoil too. Like
And the guns, like they fit the game like atmosphere really
Yeah.
well too. Like they were heavy.
Yeah, I liked the
dirty and-
design.
Futuristic World
Yeah.
War II. Yeah.
And I did, going along that line, I did like all the little, like I didn't read them all because eventually I got sick of it, but I liked all the little like news clippings
Yeah.
you could find.
Yeah,
It's like,
but
it's like, oh, the
my-
Beatles are singing in
Yeah, I
German,
was
and
reading a
the
lot of
Russians
them.
went to the moon, and or
Like,
the
did
Germans.
you
I stopped
go
reading
through,
after a
like,
while,
all the
too.
hidden areas, like in the first level, when
Yeah.
you get into the base, there's those 3 levers, and you have to pull them in the correct order.
Yeah,
to
I
open
found
up the
that.
wall.
Yeah,
Nope.
and I figured because I was like, well, this is kind of like Duke Nukem and all that, so I
Yeah.
just played with it until I got it right because
Yeah.
I knew the answer wasn't going to be written anywhere.
Well, hearing
but-
about the recordings wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's just a lady talking.
Yeah, the
She's like, "I
recording.
killed the
She's like,
Nazi
"It's
ones."
my
Yeah,
cousin."
It's just a lady.
No, it's her.
Yeah, that was weird. It was like, oh, my cousin was doing this, and then she worked at a clinic, and then she found this guy. It was my cousin, and the guy was like really hunky, like blonde hair, blue eyes. And this
Yeah.
is my cousin, and she took care of him, and this is my cousin, by the way.
And
she killed a bunch
she's
of
like, "Oh,
Nazis.
by the way, might not be my cousin."
By the
though.
way,
Might not.
maybe it wasn't.
I don't remember that
It's
at
like,
all.
are you sure?
She's basically like a psycho Nazi killing whore is what I got out of it.
Good.
No, I liked the story. I think that was cool. Like, I liked her more after that. Like, it was a good,
Psycho Nazi whore.
eh.
It's probably a game I haven't played. Well, let's see. I'd say I played this on the highest difficulty, which I haven't really done any other game.
Yeah, because
I pictured it being. I didn't play it on the highest difficulty, but I could see it being like a pain in the ass. though,
Nope.
because
I'm going
you're-
through that now.
No?
It's difficult, but if you
Doing
play
it.
it right, it's not so bad. But
Yeah.
like,
You'd have to take a little bit more time, but I probably I can do it.
yeah. Like I beat the final boss in Uber just to see how hard it would be, and that's once you know how to do it, it's not bad. But
He
like if
can't
you're
hit
not
you for
used to
shit.
playing the game like that, yeah,
But
it
he's
just
also a
sucks.
sponge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that boss
he-
can't hit you for shit.
Yeah, like on normal, I shot him like 3 or 4 times with a lightning gun or whatever, and he went down. But like with Uber, it's literally just like, I'm gonna shoot you in the face with like 16 clips of everything I have.
now
And he's
I'm
like,
bullets
I'm
in you."
still old.
I like the profile picture when you select Uber though, and his eyes go red.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
all,
And then a baby one just like.
Yeah, what about
It's all
Get
sad.
out,
please
baby,
play
man.
daddy? He has
Yeah,
to
can I-
pacify
I did
her.
like that was a nice touch that those are the same difficulties as the original. That was
Yeah.
nice. And it had like similar facial expressions. I might want to play your old Wolfenstein now.
Well, I've been
It's
thinking
expensive.
about playing Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
I do wanna play
It's
that.
actually a good game.
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah.
So
It's got co-op.
I might check it out. Yeah.
The old
Co-op
one
toy,
was
pretty
also
cool. Co-op with
We
it.
could go up.
off off topic, but you told me that you can do co-op Doom 3 only on the Xbox.
Yeah, the original
So
Xbox. If you have 2 different
that's what we're gonna need.
Xboxes and screens.
Yep, that's the
You
next
can
thing
do
that
co-op.
I'll be
Doom
playing.
3?
Next arcade day, got it.
That'd be
No,
weird. It's
absolutely.
like, I'm
It's like
all
a-
alone on this
except for
planet
this
with
guy.
my
Xbox
friend.
was phenomenal for Doom on
I'm all alone on this space station except for the other guy who's
With this guy
also
who looks
all
like
alone.
2 friends all
That game was so
alone.
much fun.
Alone together.
2 good
So,
pals alone.
I guess we'll.
That's what we'll title that.
Alone together.
2 good pals all alone on this Martian space
We're both
station.
alone together.
Alone together.
I guess we'll just run through it. Recommended.
Yeah, I would recommend.
I liked it a
Yeah,
lot.
that was good.
Maybe.
Once through.
I like. It's all right.
It's like,
That
it's like
means we're
a,
recommending it too.
it's like an action movie.
I'd recommend it.
Like Russ.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd recommend it. What about Russ? It's Russ.
he's not shooting.
He didn't like it. I'll
yeah.
To be
for
fair,
Russ.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think
You know what? All right, I'm gonna.
Russ
You
quite
represent
has
Russ.
the
I'm gonna
whole
cosplay
first-person
as Russ.
shooter thing quite right
Russ
yet,
takes
though.
the floor.
It's all right. Ask me any questions, guys.
Russ,
I'm
how
an
did you
open
like
book.
it?
You know, I'm not a shooter guy.
Do you have the hang of moving and looking at the same time yet?
Yeah, I thought what was weird was I was trying to eat my salad, and what happened was I couldn't get through the first level. It was really hard to shoot, so I hugged my cat Panty instead.
So Russ, if you use like a Wii remote to look around, do you think that would work better?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool how you could like shoot a gun. That was neat.
Hi Russ.
Cool.
How you doing?
Thank you, Russ.
Yeah. Oh, what happened?
Right.
I just blacked out.
channeled Russ.
I had a dream
Somewhere
about
around-
Russ. It was weird. He was like really cool.
On
Channel
Tuesday. I
Russ.
just want to see what Russ says to you on Tuesday.
Neat. That was a good impression. Cool. All right. That was good.
All right, well, thank you.
Bye, everybody.
So, Rob, I think you're the last pick, right?
yeah,
Then we're on a
Rob is
lottery
last pick.
system.
Now
So,
we're back to
Fine.
do you know what we're playing?
Oh yeah, Ninja Gaiden.
I-
Ninja
Wait,
Gaiden.
Gaiden.
so you talked about
Original.
so there's
Okay.
a version on Xbox and one on